Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. And in case you're wondering why exactly I have a rucksack on with me, you can't really see that, there you go. That's because I've just gathered a little bit of equipment that I need, and I am doing Walking Wednesday around the area that there is a certain studio. Obviously, I'm not going to point out exactly where it is, but there's a recording studio around this area that I can go to as a student of the university that I'm in and record some stuff there. I don't think I've ever done actual like gacha voice acting in there, because the last time that I used that place was pre-COVID actually. So that very much predates a lot of the gacha voice acting that I've really done. Obviously not the Mutant Girl, but you know, that already had enough mic differences going on for it. I'm sorry, the traffic lights in Liverpool are just abysmal. They never tell you when they're going to change, and they're just all red for everyone a lot of the time. Anywho, my point is that I'll be heading over there, and I'll finally get to record the actual song that I promised Beanie Boy I would fix, because I have my voice back, you know. So yeah, if you saw yesterday's stream, then you'll know that's something that has gradually returned over time. So yeah, honestly, I'm feeling way better than last week. You know, no choking on my own blood, for example. That's an improvement right there. Yeah, but honestly, other than Walking Wednesday, I just barely spoke for the entire day that day. And now Beanie Boy thinks that I'm horrible with deadlines because, you know, this is because I had to take a leave of absence. Then again, this is the same guy that took 2 years to respond to a diss track I made, so I don't know what he's talking about, really. I should have said that on stream. Curse my hindsight. Anywho, hold on. There we go. It's very tempting. I heard Spanish people being mentioned. It's like, I want to say something in Spanish. It's like, nope. I've got a mission. I've got stuff to do today. Tengo cosas que hacer. Concentración. Yeah. Anyway. So, all things considered, it has been a rather slow week, honestly. And yeah, quite frankly, it's been like that for some time now. I've noticed that I've got into, once again, the same situation I was in before I started My Street 5 years later, which is that the only stuff that's getting put out on the channel is the stuff that I don't have to edit. And that right there is it's an alright situation to be in, because on one hand it takes the pressure off me, especially going in to college, but at the same time it once again alienates the people that don't enjoy that kind of stuff. I mean, going back to the example of Beanie Boy, I know he's never really been like a super like avid follower of my content, other than what he does out of the friendship we have in real life. But at the same time, he has told me, like, you know, back when I was doing most of the AFMAL stuff, even before I started Walking Wednesday, that yeah, I need to spice things up for the people that weren't just during that initial AFMAL, that AFMAL was in emergence, you know, that's from, what was it, from 2017? Yeah, because that's when he found my channel, actually. Well, when I told him I had a channel, we exchanged information about that to the end of 2018, sorry, that's when we did that. Oh, there's an ambulance that's caught in. Oh, it's not got the siren on. We're okay. I swear, this light's been red for ages, and how long does it take This is walking Wednesday, not standing Wednesday. This is not good. This is not good at all. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, that's around the time when, you know, I had the initial Truth About Travis blow up and everything, and suddenly I went from saying in that one video, oh, none of my viewers are Aphmau fans, no one's gonna care about this video, blah blah blah, to suddenly, oh, people care about this video. And now I look at my analytics and most of my viewers are Aphmau fans. Like, it's that kind of era pretty much. I'd argue now that it's more to do with gacha. Like, most of them are gacha tubers, or gacha consumers rather, or both, honestly. Because, you know, you're more likely to be both. And when it comes to something like gacha, because it's so easy to get into in a way, you find people that consume gacha but also view gacha at the same time. That's the same thing. What am I talking about? They consume gacha but also do gacha. That's what I meant to say, not view. What is wrong with me? I need to get off of areas with road on them. It's not going well for me. Oh well. But yeah, so basically that's what happened, and then it's like, oh well, you know, what about all of the other people beforehand? And arguably I've just repeated history in that regard. Because normally I wouldn't care so much, because I don't like to necessarily post the same type of thing like 2 times in a row, unless it's streams, because obviously those are on a schedule and you can't really help that. But yeah, I remember that time when I did like 4 weeks of nothing but Walking Wednesday. I was constantly updating people about stuff that was not forthcoming, which, to be fair, people should be kind of used to by this point. I won't pretend that I haven't made a habit of planning out the week and then something happens or a new project emerges and everything just gets pushed back and whatever. So I understand people coming with that's the complaint. But yeah, so essentially I just repeated history, because all those people that, you know, that are gacha tubers that don't necessarily watch Aphmau anymore don't really get the same kind of content. And also the live streams kind of rely on, you know, being live. So that's another concern right there, because, you know, I changed the time recently to accommodate for more people being around, and sometimes that's worked, but only really on the weekends. And it's not like I can really, because of the nature of 5 years later, I can't change when the streams are scheduled for, because that's cheating. So I'm kind of stuck with, you know, what I'm given. If something comes out on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then absolutely fantastic. I don't know. It's going to become an issue sometime soon. For now, we're actually, no, I say, for now we're in the rough, basically. Oh dear. Okay. I apologise for that. Hold on. Am I walking into a film set right now? I don't want to make assumptions, but when I was in London, that's kind of what the film set, like, not necessarily budget-wise, but it's kind of what it looked like. They do allow people to, like, walk along as it's going, usually, but just, you know, don't get in the way of what they're doing. That's the kind of rule that I got from there. So I'm just going to continue walking this way, and we'll see. Alright, we'll go that way. Alright. What else? What else? Oh yeah, so something that's like, okay, well, it suddenly gives me like the once again I'm getting the urge to just, you know, put something in between, interspace them. And Ada made a good point recently that I really do not edit my videos in a timely fashion. But the reason I don't do that is because I'm busy now editing either his videos or some of my videos that take longer, which get delayed by his ones, or I don't know, whatever else is going on. Like, I'll be honest, I signed up to help him with the remake of Fallen Angels because it was coming out late, and I understand the extreme, the extreme pressure that inflicts upon someone. And so, yeah, because I understand that, I'm like, okay, well, I'll help with this, I'll do the scoring, which ended up being in a permanent position. And the thing is that, I'm trying to push for my own content to be around. Like, the Mutant Girl, again, William is sick, so his one scene is just taking an eternity now. Like, I allowed him to challenge himself and do the longest scene because I knew that he was going to be more efficient with it this time and not just use an extensive Minimator thing for ages. Which, don't get me wrong, is great when you see it, but my, is it time consuming. Like, we started working on the remake of Mutant Girl at least a month in advance, maybe 2. So yeah, Fallen Angels was already kind of that had a delayed production already from when we first started. I'm not sure when we first started, but I think I was in the Puppy Love run for some time during June, trying to make that the thing and failing miserably. So yeah, essentially that just ended up being another massive problem. I just don't know. There's so many things. Because yeah, that's kind of why I started trying to do Alpha Witch Academy in a way, because I said before I wanted to start doing something that was more efficient, but of course because of all the other projects and stuff, I end up delaying that even more. Also, another thing is that on stream yesterday, Aiden announced twice at the beginning and end that Fallen Angels would be coming out in the next 3 days or something. To my audience, and the only thing left to do is score it, so that immediately put the pressure on me to do that. And I was aware of that. I told him before the second time, and he still did it. So I frankly don't appreciate him doing that again, because he knows how much is going on with me. I know also that it comes down to a commitment, but quite frankly, I would have probably preferred if he switched around who was doing what scenes, so he wasn't just waiting for me at the end. I would arguably do that with William right now. I'd take him off the case, but I need someone to. I need him to send in what he's done. Maybe I should do that actually. Yeah, lead by example, Jacob. Yeah, if he can, then I'll ask him to just send everything over, because yeah, I can't be waiting for both voice actors to get their grip for months, and then the editors, because yeah, it's taking a while. For crying out loud, Quasi's scene was 37 seconds long, and because she didn't listen to my instructions, it took several days to get together, and that's not normal for a scene of that length. William has 4 times that amount to do, or 7 times actually. He got 7 times that amount to do, so I can arguably see where he's coming from. But yeah, the reason also I'm trying to push for Wednesday with my stuff is because Mutant Girl has gone through the longest pause. Season 2 has gone through the longest pause it's ever gone through during the summer, and I spent a lot of that summer just worrying about whether we're ever going to finish this in time. I want to finish season 2 by the end of 2021. At this point, I'm willing to recast whoever, just edit the entire thing myself. I don't care anymore. I try and accommodate for what's going on, but it's just I generally cannot anymore, especially with people asking now for the same thing. And again, I'm not fundamentally saying that's a bad thing. It's just that, when I've got other stuff to do, just sign me off, kind of. Although you got to give Aiden a little leeway actually, because ever since he broke his wrist, he's been very concerned about falling behind and not editing any videos and such. I mean, he's still doing thumbnails for stuff like Clue and whatever, which, by the way, was something that I planned to review, but once again, haven't got around to recording yet because of everything that's going on. But yeah, it'd be nice to review another Minecraft series, actually, especially one that's based on improv, just to see the differences between the scripted content of Athnow versus something else that's much more raw, in a way. But yeah, doesn't matter. Point being, I just, I had to sort this out. Like, I'm really worried because at the same time I've still been like reading the books for coursework. I typed up the scripts that I needed to for college. Like, I'm still concerned about what's going to happen once I get back into the thick of it. And that's why the summer was so important to me, to try and finish all these things off. But yeah, it didn't quite work that way. I did, however, have one good thing. What was I going to say? I tried to finish the thing for Aiden. Oh yeah, I was going to say the contrast between Aiden's situation and mine is that he's had an episode out recently. That's what I was trying to get at before. He's had a Fallen episode come out fairly recently, and I've had to wait 3 months. Like, I honestly just don't know. I mean, it's similar enough, I guess, but also no. But yeah, like I said, I had one good, like, real victory this week, basically. Other than really reaching my favourite season of My Street to review, I think, so far. But obviously we'll get more into that as we go along. But it was that on Monday, actually, I'm pretty sure it was Monday. Yes, it was Monday. Induction week started for, the first years of the uni. But a lot of them, well, I mean, I'm sure they were like all tired by this point. But there was a meeting in one of the bars that was around here. I keep on telling people, oh, you went to a bar, haha. Well, yes, but, the place has got bar in its name, but I won't say more than that. But yeah, essentially what happened was there weren't many first years there, so I just ended up reconnecting with a lot of people that I hadn't seen, in basically an entire year. I mean, other than on Zoom, basically. And so yeah, it was a lot of third years there. So yeah, it's interesting because you're going to get to the point where, during induction week, you're the wise, mentor figures or whatever to the new arrivals. But obviously, because of COVID, it just doesn't feel like that yet. It's like we've missed out on an entire year, essentially. But we didn't, because we still did the course. So we haven't missed out, but at the same time, we've missed out on the uni experience, rather. I feel sorry for my brother, too, because, again, I don't think maybe he's gone back to campus now, but no, he's second year now, so he wouldn't even had an induction week unless he goes on the induction week this week. So I'm not even sure anymore. Who knows what he's up to now? Yeah, I haven't really been talking to family too much recently. I've been calling, I've been getting calls from my mum and responding to most of them, except for one where I was streaming. But the thing about that is, hold on. Right, anyway, so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but the thing about that is because I've been sick, I've been trying to avoid everything that's going on. Like, my cousin came up, actually, recently, because he studies at a different university, also in the same city. Again, won't say which, but I was told by my mum that my uncle, who, my cousin's dad, obviously, might call me to try and meet up or something. And at this point, I was still pretty much bedridden, with like terrible speech, trying to say the least I possibly could on the phone, obviously, to avoid straining myself, and also, headache, blocked nose or runny nose, whichever one it was. Like, I was not in good shape at this point. So I was just like, no, this is not happening. I'm sorry. No. I'm not gonna expose anyone to this, and I'm not gonna be exposed to anyone. And yeah, Monday was a little bit of a risk, but I was well enough at that point that I felt comfortable going out. And by the way, this wasn't COVID, like, I made sure. But yeah, so what happened was, yeah, so I just went out, and I was okay, everyone else was okay. And yeah, got to hug people, and that was fine. So, all things considered, a very successful interaction with fellow breathing human beings. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's weird, because even though I've actually been up here for some time, I haven't really been talking to that many internet friends, actually. It just hasn't been the situation. Like, I'm missing out on a Minecraft reunion with, like, Shiny and Maya, actually, right now, because I had stuff to record, and I'm heading off to the studio. So yeah, very much delayed everything, but at the very least it gave me time to binge the entirety of Avatar and also watch Legend of Korra for the first time. Well, the first bits of it anyway. I'm on episode 9. Anyway, so yeah, that's been fun as well. Because I purchased Avatar on YouTube like last year, and so to watch the whole thing, and then so I did that last year, and I'm doing it this year again. It's like a new tradition going back up to uni, even though this is arguably maybe the last time I'm doing that. Depends on how good my grade is, if I want to do a master's or not on something. We shall see. But yeah, it's just one of those situations. But yeah, now I've actually finally managed to get my hands on Korra, because it's very difficult to achieve, like, acquire in the UK, even with NordVPN. The thing they don't tell you in those sponsorships is that if you have to purchase a series in order to watch it, then basically what you have to do, like, even if you have a US connection, you still need a US user, and it's like, no, why would you do that? Oh, I've run out of time again. Oh, great. Now it's gonna run over time, and I'm gonna have to edit this in Vegas and whatever, so it's gonna come out later. Oh Christ, I did this last week. Okay, right, I'm gonna finish up here, because I don't want this to be even worse, essentially. So, yeah, I guess this is the premature ending of that. And by the way, I'm not mad at anyone, you know, that's like the voice editors and editors. I'm mad at myself for really, like, always falling into the trap of relying on other people, or like putting myself in a situation where they're relying on me too much when I can't be around for that. That's my main takeaway, basically. But yeah, today's very much the day where I try and clear that up. I mean, Aiden did put me on the spot for that for 3 days or whatever, but yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna give him what he wants this time, and maybe say no to editing any other scenes for the next 2 episodes until I've just sorted myself out. That's what I'm gonna do, and also just talk to William, because I know he's sick, but you know, it's been ridiculous so far before that point. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But for now, I need to make my way back to the studio, because I did a massive loop in order to actually throw people off the scent, and I need to get there now. So please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters, and subscribe if not done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.